Hello there, welcome to the second part of the story, 100 Dresses, written by Esther. So, in the first part of the story, we read about a girl who is teased by her classmates because she is different. Wanda Petronsky, a girl who comes from the poor part of town, is the only student in her class with a funny Polish name. She is usually very quiet and she always wears the same faded blue dress to school. But she claims she has 100 dresses at home in her wardrobe. After Wanda remained absent from school for a couple of days, Peggy and Maddie began to miss the fun they used to have at her expense. But what made Wanda remain absent from school? Did the girls finally become friends with her? Let's read the story and find out. 100 Dresses, Part 2 by Esther. While the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note. Miss Mason read it several times and studied it thoughtfully for a while. Then she clapped her hands. "Attention class, everyone back to their seat." When the shuffling of feet had stopped and the room was still and quiet, Miss Mason said, "I have a letter from Wanda's father that I want to read to you." Miss Mason stood there a moment and the silence in the room grew tense and expectant. The teacher adjusted her glasses slowly and deliberately. Her manner indicated that what was coming, this letter from Wanda's father, was a matter of great importance. Everybody listened closely as Miss Mason read the brief note. "Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move away to big city. No more holler Pollack. No more ask why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky." A deep silence met the reading of this letter. Miss Mason took off her glasses, blew on them and wiped them on her soft white handkerchief. Then she put them on again and looked at the class. When she spoke, her voice was very low. "I am sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. I prefer to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened, unfortunate and sad both. And I want you all to think about it." The first period was a study period. Maddie tried to prepare her lessons, but she could not put her mind on her work. She had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. True, she had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she had said nothing. She had stood by silently, and that was just as bad as what Peggy had done. Worse, she was a coward. At least Peggy hadn't considered they were being mean, but she, Maddie, had thought they were doing wrong. She could put herself in Wanda's shoes. Goodness, wasn't there anything she could do? If only she could tell Wanda she hadn't meant to hurt her feelings. She turned around and stole a glance at Peggy, but Peggy did not look up. She seemed to be studying hard. Well, whether Peggy felt badly or not, she, Maddie, had to do something. She had to find Wanda Petronsky. Maybe she had not yet moved away. Maybe Peggy would climb the heights with her and they would tell Wanda she had won the contest, that they thought she was smart and the 100 dresses were beautiful. Well, let's go on with the details. As we read, the students were circling the room and admiring the dress designs made by Wanda. Just then, a notice from the principal's office arrived. Miss Mason told the class that she had received a letter from Wanda's father. She got the students ready to listen to it. In this letter, Wanda's father had informed Miss Mason that Wanda would not come to the school anymore. They were moving to the big city. In that city, nobody would consider her name funny and laugh at her. So that was the reason Wanda remained absent from school. You see, she felt left out and marginalized by the other students of the class. And why do you think Mrs. Mason read out the letter to the class? Well, that's for you to find out. On hearing the contents of the letter, the entire class became silent and felt bad about Wanda. Miss Mason understood their feelings. She told them that no one should hurt anyone's feelings because his or her name was long or funny. She said that what had happened in the school about Wanda was bad indeed. After listening to what Miss Mason said about Wanda, Maddie had a tough time concentrating on her studies. She had a sick feeling. Although she herself never made fun of Wanda, she said nothing and stood silently. She felt like a coward for having never stopped Peggy from making fun of Wanda. Maddie wished to undo what she had done. She wanted to meet Wanda and tell her that she had never meant to hurt her feelings. She made up her mind to go to her house and tell Wanda that she had won the contest and her 100 dresses were beautiful. Now, that's a very good thought. But will Maddie be able to undo the damage that's already being done? Well, we shall soon find that out. And with that, we have come to the end of this video. But I shall be back soon with the concluding video of this story. So, join me on the other side. Bye. TutorMate. For more amazing video lectures, download the free app on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store